This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty. Yes, sir. It's Friday. It's a Super Bowl Friday. And no better place to be super at than, of course, at Craig's Inns, Acura of Pembroke Pines. That's where we're at, 15601 Pines Boulevard. Come on out here. Join us. We'll be out here for a couple of hours having some fun like we always do every single Friday out here. Hope you guys survived the week and you're doing all right. We got the big game, a couple days away. Looking forward. I'm actually really looking forward to Saturday because finally we get the Heat and the Panthers back in action. My Lord, waiting all these days with no. I mean, that's only been the knock this week on Super Bowl. That one, I really haven't been going to a lot of concerts this week. I haven't gone to any concerts this week at all, and no local sports, man. I mean, I've watched some of the NBA games, although last night I didn't have time to do anything last night. But most of the nights, you watch some of the other NBA games. But, man, it has been rough sledding here locally. Now we finally get our teams back in action tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. The Panthers, man, it seems like they've been off for 7 weeks now. So they'll visit the Canadians tomorrow. We'll see how they start the second half, and we'll see how they play from here on out. We got a loaded show for you today. Anthony Chang will join us at 10 o'clock from the Miami Herald. We're going to talk to Tommy Rocker at 2 o'clock. For all of you Dolphins out there that want to find out about our draft party, because we are holding the best Dolphins draft party, but you got to be in Vegas in order to enjoy it. It's going to be way better than anything the NFL is doing. I mean, you're going to have to stand uncomfortable out there in the sun and all that in Vegas watching give me a break. That's fine for 5 minutes. Okay? You get to see it and then get the hell out. At Tommy Rockers, you're going to be sitting down, air conditioning, relaxed, TVs everywhere, and it's going to be a Dolphin-directed type draft. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be about talking about the Dolphins and what they need from round to round, and when they add somebody, we'll talk about that player and how it affects it and all of that. The hell you want to stand out there to listen about 31 other teams? Oh, dude. You want to hear about the Aqua and Orange, and the only place that you're going to get it, and also objectively, and for 3 days, will be here, right? I mean, the local cheap-ass station isn't going to send anybody to Vegas, and they're not even going to cover all 7 rounds. They'll cover the first round. That's all, the cheapos are going to do. So there you go. So you got to come to us. I'm telling you, if you can afford to be in Vegas, come on out to Vegas. So Tommy Rockers will join us at 2 o'clock so he can actually, talk about the event and what you can do to join us at that draft party, the ultimate draft party, okay? I mean, this is a sports bar that's got even gaming machines too. So you can watch the sports out there. You can watch the draft. Watch the Dolphins become one of the best teams in the NFL, all of that good stuff, and you can gamble a little bit. How about that? Will Carroll, the injury expert at 2:30. Steve Calabro, the casino manager at Hialeah Park. We're going to talk, obviously, a lot of Super Bowl, the lines, the props, all that good stuff. And then we'll have our Dolphin president at 3:30 like we do when we go around the world. And we have a different Dolphin president every single week. So we look forward to that. And, of course, you want to get in on the program. There's so many ways to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, which is 786-322-8700. 1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program as we take you, of course, till 11 on this first half of the program because, as you guys know, we do 5 hours of programming on Fridays with 2 different radio shows, which we are absolute nutbags. I just want you to know, okay? Just absolute nutbags that we're doing that many shows in one day and 5 hours of programming, okay? That's a lot of programming. Let me tell you something, okay? For a solo host, I know I'm not solo because I've got Bill here, but you know what I mean. For a solo host, 5 hours is not an easy thing, but it is fun. I do look forward to it. I do enjoy it, and I'm really grateful that we're able to do this every single day, and really excited about all these. I don't know if we could call them benchmarks or maybe just incredible goals that we keep reaching in such a short amount of time that we've been doing this. And so yesterday was another day, and today we'll wrap up the month with a record month again. All of our downloads, we're going to have close to a 30% increase again this month, which is just absolutely phenomenal. We've been somewhere in the 27 to 33% range in listener increase every single month in our downloads. And so we are, we are just on an incredible pace. And the people that are stepping up to help us is also amazing, which yesterday, again, something else happened for us, which, hopefully everything goes well. We could even have now a home studio now where you're going to be able to maybe, who knows, you might visit us because you won something and you got to go pick it up. But yeah, we're actually going to have a studio, it looks like it, in the very near future. So we're looking forward to that and growing. And you'll have a listen live. We're going to have a listen live line very soon. You'll be able to go to BigORadioshow.com and just click listen live, and then you can minimize and then keep on with your day, do whatever you want with your phone, no problem, and you'll be listening to us the entire time. And it'll be a 24-hour loop. It will be streamed now. So even when we're off, you will hear kind of a best of our show. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff. So be ready, Bill. Be ready. You got to create 24 hours of programming now. Or, well, not really, Bill. You only have to create 20 hours of programming every day. On Fridays, it's 19 hours. Because, there's the live part of it. So, that's it. So it's only 19, bro. That's all. Just a mere 19. Now, but the good thing is you do have, 5 months of material to add to the rebroadcast portion of it. So we'll have a little fun with that. So, yeah, you're going to be able to listen to our show at any time on the stream when we're off or when we're on. So, yeah. I don't know how many broadcasts do that they have their own text line. They're at remotes all the time. They're going to have their own studio. They're going to have a listen live line for 24-hour listening. I don't know too many podcasts that do that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I would guess one, us.
Yeah. So you're in your smartphone, smart car, smart TV. You'll be able to tune into us anywhere you want. Just go to BigORadioshow.com. That's it. Boom. Listen live. You're on. I love it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna be able to do a lot of things with that. So we're looking forward to it. Anyway, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. First of all, University of Miami made some news yesterday. They hired Ed Reed to be their chief of staff. Look, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of things that I like about this hire because who doesn't like Ed Reed? right? I mean, let's be honest here. If you know Ed Reed is a mentor, you know Ed Reed is a leader, you know Ed Reed is a winner, you know Ed Reed is one of the true Canes greats. Okay, this nutbag right here. Okay, this guy here. All right, had one of the craziest hot takes in the world for Ed Reed back in the day. In my book, I would have given him the Heisman. That's all I'm saying. What he did that year, how he changed a bunch of those games, and he did on his own. He made game-changing plays. I thought he was the Heisman guy that year. That's how much I thought of Ed Reed that year and how he played. And I knew he wasn't going to win it because it's so hard to win it from his position. But if you remember that season, and obviously you know his career, we could argue that he's you know how we do it with Deion, that you can't call Deion the greatest corner ever because he wasn't a tackler, right? So
No, he wanted to play flag football.
right, but we always call Deion the greatest cover corner of all time, right? Because in my book, I'd rather have Rod Woodson. You understand what I'm saying? Because Rod Woodson could cover, and then he'd also knock your what in the sock. You know what I'm saying? And that's my kind of D-back. Okay, the guy that can play both sides of the coin. But anybody that would want Deion and say he's the greatest, it's hard to argue with them, right? It all depends on what your, qualifications are. You know what I'm saying? For some people, they're happy enough with Ryan Tannehill as their quarterback as long as they build the team around them and it's a great, great team. For me, no, I don't want those kind of quarterbacks. I need my quarterback to be able to bail me out when chaos happens, and he's not going to be able to do that. I need my cornerback that, yeah, I know I want him to cover, but, when the running back breaks free, I want you to be there to be able to hit the guy and bring him down. If you're not willing to do that, then you're kind of a weakness also in certain areas. And that's, so it all depends on how you look at it. But Ed Reed was the ultimate cover guy out there when you talk about safeties. The anticipation, everything. I don't need to tell you guys what kind of player he is. You know it. So this position, he could offer so much to kids. He can be such a great mentor, such a great sounding board for all of these young men. For Manny, too. But in the end, it's all about Manny. And look, I know what happened in this position. I know what went on. Blake James and Manny Diaz didn't want Alonzo Highsmith because Alonzo Highsmith was going to come in with a heavy hand. And he was going to assess the whole situation. And if Manny wasn't up to snuff in 2021, you would have had a new coach. Ed Reed can't do that. Ed Reed's not going to do that. Ed Reed is here, like I told you, to help out in all those other areas. Maybe even recruiting too. Who knows? Maybe he helps come in and goes with an assistant coach or Manny and helps win mom or dad over, all that good stuff, because mom and dad are going to know Ed Reed. Oh, man, are they going to know Ed Reed? You know what I'm saying? Though maybe some of the kids might not know Ed Reed. They may not know. They may have to go Google or go Wikipedia or something like that just to kind of get a refresher on who he is. Some kids, there's a few that probably are students of the game. But all the parents are going to know Ed Reed. That's for sure. And that's really important. And I think he can help out in those areas. But is he really going to be the difference maker on game day? No. Is he going to be the difference in why you are prepared on an off week to play the following team? No. Is he going to be the guy that's going to get a team prepared after a month off to go play a bowl game? No. Okay? And he's not the guy that is going to panic and pull a quarterback when he shouldn't. Manny Diaz is going to do all of that. So, in the end, it's still going to be about what is Manny Diaz going to be in 2020. Has he learned from 2019? Can he be the guy? Because you're questioning it. I'm questioning it. I mean, it's only natural. Yesterday, I addressed a few gentlemen at a JCC in Tamarack. We had a great time, by the way. And one guy asked me, hey, is Manny the guy? And you know me and my brutal honesty. I said, I don't know. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I wanted him badly. I said, no, that's the perfect fit. Continuity, all of that. Get him back from Temple. Let's move on with Manny. And so, like a lot of people, like most of us, I want to say 99% of UM fans were great with Manny. I don't even remember hearing one person say no. I'm sure there's a couple of you out there, but very few of you. Nobody ever called me in. Nobody sent me a text. Nobody sent me a tweet ever during that process and said, well, they should be looking at this candidate, that candidate, or some other candidate. Never. Most UM fans wanted Manny. They thought it was the natural fit. And it's been a cigar that exploded in our face. Really. But then again, Mark Richt exploded in our face. Right? Randy Shannon exploded in our face. We thought the same thing with those guys. You know, they are UMers. They have a history. They know the tradition. All that crap that we used to talk about and all that. And it failed. Just like with the Dolphins, we thought Saban would be the answer, right? Everybody wanted him. Didn't work out. We said, okay, let's go get Parcells. Did not work out. Right? We've tried the obvious names. What are you going to do? So this whole thing with Ed Reed, I love so many layers about it. But I don't know in the end if that's going to make Manny a good head coach. That's the part I just don't know. And the fact that you have to hire this is already an indictment on Manny. Let's not mince any words here. Let's not try to dance around the subject. Okay? If you have a head coach, Dabo Swinney, you don't need a chief of staff. If you have a head coach in Nick Saban, you don't need a chief of staff. If you have, a PJ Fleck, you don't need a chief of staff. You understand what I'm saying? If you have a good head coach, that's your chief, man. That's the guy that runs the whole thing. That's the guy that's the straw that stirs the drink, as they say. You want me to come up with any more bad cliches? So I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I do know this. This is not going to make Manny Diaz a better head coach. Only Manny Diaz can make himself a better head coach by learning from all of his mistakes last year. And I would hope that he has some kind of a diary. Okay? Whatever, man. I know diary doesn't sound manly, okay? Some kind of a notebook, some kind of whatever, where he has jotted down and documented all of his incidents, all of the issues, all of the mistakes that he made, and that he's able to look in the mirror and say, yeah, I know, the next time I am crossed with this issue, I'm not going to handle it this way. Because that's really what's going to make the difference. It's not Ed Reed. Ed Reed will help you out. but he's not going to win all those games for you. And he's not going to have all of your kids prepared. That's not his job. You're not hiring him to be a head coach. The good thing is that Ed Reed is a guy that bleeds the U, just like Alonzo Highsmith. And so there's a group of individuals that you could get and bring them here that they would care enough, like Dan Morgan, who works for the Bills. That's a guy that just like Alonzo, just like Ed Reed, you hire a guy like that, yeah, you're going to be a better program, but he's not coaching. And in the end, you guys know how coaches are, man. They got the blinders on. They're dead set in their ways. They're going to do things the way they believe it's right. And they're not really going to be listening to anybody else. So we're going to find out, from Manny Diaz if he's grown. This move with Ed Reed is nice, but don't let it take the focus off of the real issue with the Miami Hurricanes and the real problems with the Miami Hurricanes. Ed Reed is here to help, but don't label him the savior because it's not fair to him, and that's not really what they hired him to do. Your savior needs to be your head coach. Okay? That's the guy that's supposed to come in there and change things and change them for the better. Because that's what you're seeing across the country when a new coach takes over and that program has success and they move forward. It's because they hired the right man to move them forward. Manny Diaz has to prove to all of us that he's the right guy to move them forward. Time, ladies and gentlemen, time is what's going to tell us whether Manny Diaz is the answer as Chief of Staff. Chief of Staff. So it's an interesting label, Chief of Staff. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the show, we are live out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines, and we're at 15601 Pines Boulevard. Come on out here, folks. We'll be out here till 11. And, Bill will be out here till about 11:30, 12, something like that. So you can even say hi to Bill while you're out here. I'll be here till about 11:10, about 11:10. Then I got to get out of here, go do something else before I get to Hialeah Park, so we can actually rock from 1 to 4 p.m. And by the way, if you happen to be in the Hialeah area, come on by, man. We would love to meet you. Come on by and say hi. We will be in the second floor poker room, all right? And we're at an area where there's plenty of chairs and leather couches, and the bar is right there. They bring you great food if you want. You can obviously go to the poker room, which is there, and sit in one of the captain's chairs and gamble your guts away, which is a beautiful thing. And you've got the windows right there where you can also wager on some of the tracks around the country, which is a beautiful thing. Gotta love that.
That La Veranda Cafe looks like a hotel lobby for real.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in the area and come out there, don't eat. Wait till you get there.
Yeah.
The food is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The food at Hialeah Park is awesome. So for those of you that maybe you want to take that special someone you love, that would be a nice place that they're going to thank you for taking them to a really nice place. I promise you that. All right. So get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. You can also, of course, chime in on the chat board, on the YouTube chat board anytime you want. As always, we appreciate that. So we talk a little bit about the University of Miami and their latest hire. How about this? Now, should we feel any kind of sympathy for them? I would say no, but maybe some of you do. Patriot fans are going crazy about a silhouette that Tom Brady tweeted out. And if you look at the silhouette, it's him in a suit, and it looks like he's walking into the stadium. I'm pretty sure it's kind of what it looks like, not walking out. Have you seen the silhouette? Do you know?
I have
anything
not
about this?
seen this, but I read the story, and they said that you can't distinguish whether it's in or out.
I think it's in.
But again, it's not confirmed. This is the opinion.
Yeah. But you need to look at it yourself, not read it. That doesn't do anything for you. You need to do it yourself and not read somebody else's opinion. That's not the proper way to do things, Bill. You got to prepare on your own. Get your own opinion on this. Anyway, he is messing with fans. Now, I can't feel sorry for you because you've got 6 titles with the dude. So even if he leaves and it's not the way you want his career to end because you obviously want him to end with the Patriots, I believe he's going to end with the Patriots. I think this is all a power move when it's all said and done. Okay? But the part where you watch Patriot fans, freaking out on this is the part that I would say to Tom Brady. Is this cool on your part? Because I know that Schefter reported that this has nothing to do with his football future or anything like that. So apparently, Schefter must have reached out to somebody that was in the Brady camp, agent, whatever, and told him, no, this is just Tom tweeting a picture out, whatever. Has nothing to do with that. Maybe he liked the picture artistically, whatever. So he tweeted it out. But I would say this. Again, not feeling sympathy for the fans. Not feeling sympathy for Tom Brady. I'm not feeling sympathy at all for the Patriots. I'm hoping the demise happens, and I hope it happens badly. Okay? I'm a Dolphins fan. I don't want the Patriots, the Bills, or the Jets to win, period. End of story. Okay? But just being objective, just calling it on the periphery, okay? I think this is wrong on Brady's part because the fans have nothing to do with this. They're not the ones that whatever differences you have with Belichick, whatever happened between you and Belichick and Kraft and Garoppolo, none of this has the fact that you didn't have enough receivers has nothing to do with the fans. The fact that Gronk retired and that was a huge piece you were missing, that has nothing to do with the fans. The fact that you got eliminated in the AFC Championship game and you couldn't make it to the Super Bowl, it has nothing to do with actually, you got eliminated in the divisional round. They didn't even make it to the AFC Championship game. My bad. And you throw that silhouette picture out there, you got to know that at this point in time, where you're at contractually, all of that, you're gonna get a rise out of the wrong people. If you're sending that silhouette and that is a cryptic message to Belichick or to the owner, because maybe they and the agent have not had talks over the last couple of days that have been very progressive. Or maybe they haven't talked at all. Or they're not happy where the contract negotiations are or the demands or whatever. If you're trying to send that message to the organization, you're doing it the wrong way. That's all I'm saying. Because the fans don't deserve it. And I'm not trying to defend the fan. I wouldn't like this move if you were doing it in the Dolphins sense and you were trying to send a message to Greer and Stephen Ross, but yet I would have hundreds and thousands of fans on Twitter and texts and everywhere and go, what the hell is this quarterback doing for us? Why is he putting out that? Is he leaving the Dolphins? Dolphin Nation would be freaking out right now. And it's not fair to them. So I'm just trying to be objective here. That if you're Brady, man, I think you need to kind of walk on eggshells a little bit on this, because there's a group of people that are kind of innocent bystanders in all of this, and they're your supporters. And they're the people that love you, man. And if it doesn't matter if it's Deflategate or Spygate or whatever gate's going on, they're the people that are constantly backing you. They're the ones buying the TB12 shirts and hats and whatever smoothie drink you're selling now or whatever. You know, that I would just tell Brady that I get it. You might be in a power struggle right now with Belichick. You want certain things because this year you didn't feel you had them. So you've kind of positioned yourself in order to be able to do that. Hey, man, more power to you. If you put yourself in that position and you can exercise the power for any employee out there in the world, more power to you. All I'm saying is, while you use that power, while you use that leverage, don't use it against the people that have nothing to do with it. Okay? I apologize if I'm being, I don't know, too kind to Patriot fans, but this is a fan in general statement. And I would say this about any other player on any other team if you were throwing out those kind of teases. That's all. All right. Let me tell you about Caneswear. We were actually there yesterday, 2 days ago at Caneswear. 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Folks, not just Canes. They've got Inter Miami, a slew of things of Inter Miami. In fact, I bought a Inter Miami lanyard that was really, really cool. They're going to have the jerseys next month. I think it's late next month. They'll have the jerseys. They've got Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers, all of it, not just Canes, okay? That's why we want you to get on down to 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Now, if you live too far out of state or Hope Sound or Key West, go online, caneswear.com, check out all the goods, order them. If you order over $99, free shipping, caneswear.com, and follow them on Twitter, Canes_wear.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify life for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Alrighty, we are back here at Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines. You see it right here, right? Right here. I wonder if I put, let me see if my fingers come out right around the box. Am I right? No? Oh, you can't see it there. But there you go.
All right, Mr. Green Screen.
15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. Oh, no, I'm off. I had to go over here to do it. There you go. That's how it is.
Move your right hand back. Your left was right that second time.
Right.
But look in the little corner, man.
Yes. Right. No, I saw it there. Oh, but the thing is, it's not like live. You know, it's a little bit delayed when I'm looking at it on YouTube. So that's why it's.
That's why you look at mine over here, the upper corner. Even got it enlarged for you so you can see, bro.
So it's like that.
I'm trying to assist you, man.
There we go.
There you go. Our next green screen actor,
Yes.
Orlando Alzagari.
Let's see what we got here. Go Gators says they got eliminated in the wild card. Yes, sir. No, divisional. Didn't they? Divisional, right?
No, the first games are wild card, and that was because of us going there and taking home field away from them and handing it to the team that's in the Super Bowl, Kansas City.
So
they got eliminated by Tennessee in the wild card.
It wasn't divisional?
No, man.
Wow, that's even worse. Good morning. U2 shirt is better than the Ernie Els collection. Boy and War are mainstays of the 80s. Yes, no doubt about that. Yeah, I like this shirt. I got this in the last tour. When I saw it, I go, man, this is a groovy shirt, and I had to get it. So I think I think this is the second time I wear it, actually. So yeah.
They didn't like the thing you picked up at the Polo Club up in Boca.
No. Yeah, I had to look like a half decent human being. I didn't want to show up in a concert shirt.
Yeah, but it's so not you, man.
I know it's not me. I definitely know it's not me. I mean, I want to be buried in a concert shirt. All right, maybe they'll have a jacket, but there'll be a concert shirt under. Okay, guaranteed. All right, that's you can bet your life on that. Now, when I'm dead, there'll be a concert shirt on me in my funeral. There's no doubt about that. Well, I gotta start putting in my will what kind of concert shirt should I wear, right? Do I wear a U2 one, Iron Maiden, The Fix, Greta Van Fleet?
You have several different sizes. You could have a large, then put an extra large, a double X. You can even go out and buy a triple, and you could have 4 different shirts just stacked on top of each other, layered up.
That's that is something that I don't know, man. I don't know what I'll do. But I gotta decide one day and put it in my will, all right? And tell my wife, all right, this is what I need to be buried in.
Let's think about that in another 20, 30 years.
What do you think, Larry? When I die, what kind of concert shirt should I be buried in? Right, because I got to be buried in a concert shirt. Yeah, I would say so. Right? Right. I mean, there's now. Do I go Iron Maiden? Do I go U2?
Well, it's very personal. It's really more about you.
Right.
So what represents you the best?
Iron Maiden is one of my, U2. Huh?
What was your first concert?
Boston.
So that was a very pivotal moment in a young man's life.
Yes.
So it could be your first concert or your last concert.
And I still have the shirt too.
What was the first
1977.
So that would mean the most, even if Boston's not the band that meant the most to you.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. But the only problem is that's a really small shirt in 1977 because I'm 11. So they may have to slip it on after like 8 months that I'm dead and I've completely there's only bones. Then they can slip the shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, consider that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I think it's very personal. I think it's really more about you.
Yes.
What show meant the most to you.
Although it'd be twisted if I'm buried in an Iron Maiden shirt and I've got the devil on my shirt, like the number of the beast. That would be kind of odd. They're going to look at it and go, where's he headed?
Going to show up at the gates, and Peter's going to go,
Whoa,
what are you wearing?
Yo, dude, 666, what's up with you, man?
Peter's going to look at you the wrong way.
That's the great Larry Schlossberg, baby. Come on out here to Craig Zinn's, Acura Pembroke Pines. They'll take care of you as they always do because they are absolutely phenomenal out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura Pembroke Pines. Man, we love Larry Schlossberg. This is our 10th year. Okay? 10 years. All right? 2020 is our 10th year of being associated with Craig Zinn, Acura of Pembroke Pines. And in this last, 6 months, we have obviously also been teamed up with Toyota of Hollywood and another Craig Zinn dealership, of course. So it's been great, man. And we appreciate Larry. Larry's really cool. If you ever come to buy or lease a vehicle here, go see Larry Schlossberg. And if you're a rocker like I am, he has his own band. It's called Doors Alive, and they play Doors music, obviously. And the lead singer actually, he sounds a little Morrison-ish, So he does a nice job, and they sound great as a band, super tight. But he's got an amp and a guitar right there in his office. So he'll even jam every once in a while. I've had Larry on. We need to do that one more. We need to do that in the future, where we bring him on and we need to connect the guitar through the board and everything so he can start jamming. And so we start telling him, hey, play this, play that, and he'll start jamming, which is a beautiful thing. All right, if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program at 10 o'clock, we will talk to, of course, Mr. Anthony Chang from the Miami Herald. He covers the Miami Heat on a daily basis, so we'll have a little fun with Anthony. Yesterday, Tua talked. He didn't really say anything earth-shattering, anything that would make you wow. And again, this is not the kid that's going to do that. That's not his style. He's not going to say anything controversial, so he's going to be kind of boring. Because these boring guys like Russell Wilson and Tim Tebow, They're really smart, right? You're not going to bait Russell Wilson into saying something stupid. You're not going to bait Tim Tebow into that. You're not baiting Tua into that. These guys are well-grounded. So they said all the right things. Oh, would you like to be drafted by the – oh, of course I would, and all that stuff, family members, whatever. What else are they going to say? Come on. I get it. We've had John Elway not want to go to the Colts. We've had Eli Manning not want to go to the Chargers. Understood on all fronts. But let's not make it sound like that's the norm, because it's not. And the norm is what Tua did yesterday. So there was really nothing from that story or any of those interviews. It didn't matter who did the interview. All you got was fluff answers, right? Let's go over some of the fluff answers. Could it be a future home for you? Well, it's a beautiful place. Tags said there from Miami. Added his father. We love it. Miami's a beautiful place. We like it. And I mean, hopefully in the future, it'll be nice too if things work out. What else is you're number 5. You got a hip injury. You don't know when you're coming back and how you're going to come back. You're going to love everybody in every spot. Galu Taglialova or whatever adds, whatever the Lord blessed him, whatever city and the team were more than happy to be part of any organization. The regular general BS. Tank for Tua mantra was out there, and he goes, you grow up as a little kid, you dream of things like this. He said, it's an honor, it's a privilege on being, the center of attention there. If everything is good and the doctors will let us loose a little more, Tags said, he hopes to throw during the Pro Day event in either late March or early April before the draft. Again, some of the same stuff he said before, we won't know. He wants to play right now, his dad said with a laugh, but that's the life of a competitor, right? He's so used to competing and working hard to get where he's at now. Nothing that was said on any show was earth-shattering, whatever. Would they like to relocate to South Florida? If that's what happens, whatever is the Lord's plan. You know what I mean? So he's a fantastic kid. He really is. And he's one of those guys that you admire because he has a great attitude about things. He's obviously a leader. Guys gravitate to him because he's a winner. And dude can pass. Question is, can he stay healthy? And I keep telling you guys, all this stuff, all this fluff that you saw yesterday with Tua, it's just a matter of how comfortable are you with him? And that's the question if you're the Dolphins. But I keep telling you, if you roll the dice with this guy, you need to go draft somebody else. Just in case. You have to cover yourself. Unfortunately, Tua is a kid that you cannot trust. And I'm not talking about off the field. I'm not talking about on the field. I'm not talking about in the huddle. I'm not talking about in the classroom. That kid's impeccable in all those places. He's going to be fine there. What you can't trust is that he can't stay healthy. That's it. And that's exactly.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
You're just not going to be on the field when we play on Sunday? That's all?
That's your big problem right there. That's the one that will kick you in the ass. And that's why you have to protect yourself. Now, I want to draw the line in the sand because I want to do this because we're doing it with Manny Diaz now. Because there's a bunch of you frauds out there that are coming out. Oh, well, no, they should have searched for somebody. No, well, I wasn't one that wanted Manny. Everybody wanted Manny. Okay? Any of you out there that didn't want Manny, you never said it. Nobody ever heard it. Nothing. All right? The majority of the people wanted Manny. Most of the people, of course, there's a couple that were probably right and said, well, we should search. But most of the frauds that are saying, well, they shouldn't have gotten Manny. I wasn't on board. They're lying. They were all pretty much on board. Okay? And there's a narrative that's out there with Tua now. And you phony bastards out there, I don't want to hear from you people. Okay? Because this is what I'm hearing a lot of. Very few people are like I am. But I'm hearing it from a lot of people. Well, no, we've got to draft Tua because what happened with Drew Brees. We thought he wasn't going to be the guy because of the shoulder injury, and he still became the guy. We don't want him to all of a sudden, you draft him, and now he stays healthy, the hip is fine, and he plays great football, and he goes on to be a great quarterback, and we lost out again. Okay, that's all well and good. But if you're taking that stance, okay, listen to me. If you're taking that stance that you've got to draft Tua because just in case, if he gets injured and breaks down, you can't say anything about the Miami Dolphins. You can't say that Chris Grier was wrong because you wanted it just as bad. I can actually say Chris Grier was wrong. Why? Because I don't want to at 5. That's all. I didn't want him before the hip injury. Let's be really clear on that. And it's on record. The podcast is there. The show is documented. I was off the Tua bandwagon at number 5 on that last lower leg injury. I was done. I think it was a knee, right, or something. I think he had a sprained knee or something. I was done. Done. No more. He can't stay healthy there. How the hell is he going to stay healthy in the NFL? Now, I've said the caveat. If you're going to stick with him and you're going to draft him, please take another guy. That's all I'm saying. But if any of you out there are thinking the Drew Brees stuff and you're tagging it to Tua, then you can't have it both ways. You can't be ripping the front office and the Dolphins when you wanted the same thing. Just like I can't rip the AD for the Canes because I wanted Manny Diaz too, man. I thought it was a great hire. Oh, by the way, I thought it was the right move to go after Saban and Parcells. Oh, and Jimmy Johnson. And it didn't work out either. So am I going to pick on the late, great Wayne Huizenga because he hired Saban, Parcells, and Jimmy? No, I'm not. No. Hell, I don't even kill the Dolphins on Chad Henne. I disagreed with the pick, but I didn't kill him because I even said it on draft day. It's where he should go. It's the value where he's at. We got to be fair, too, sometimes. Because you know it and I know it. Plenty of Dolph fans around you are saying, no, we got to draft Tua just in case, man. Because if he ends up being like another Brees, we're going to hate it. Well, if he goes the other way and he's not Brees, he's Sam Bradford. Don't complain now. That's all I'm saying. Let's be fair when we're going to do this. All right? Let's be absolutely fair when we do this. EJD Construction is a proud sponsor of our show. Custom home construction, major home remodeling. Nobody better than EJD Construction, man. Call them 305-318-4978. Hey, tell them that Big O sent you. Promise you. Eric will take care of you. That's his personal cell number. You can call him right now. You want to redo that man cave, the kitchen, the driveway, the backyard, whatever it is you want to do in your home. Great communication with the owners and the architects. 305-318-4978. EJD Construction. All right, let me see what we got here on the chat board here on YouTube. And if you want to send in any questions or comments, because we've got a few here that have come in, I see. So let me get some get to some folks out here. What else do we have here? Mad Dog, what up from Boca? Not much, Mad Dog. Just having some fun out here at Craig's Inn. George is saying good morning to everybody. Montel Sutton says he said he would be able to play this season. I think it's BS. Yeah, with Tua, yeah, I think it's BS too. And here's the other thing. I don't think a team wants to play him this year. I think if you draft him, you have to understand you need to put him on ice and let him completely rehab and really build up the strength in that hip. He's not a tough kid. His body's not tough. It's fragile. I mean, the last thing you want to do is not put a guy out there that isn't 100%. So I am with you all the way on that one. Mad Dog says, I'd go with Herbert. Mad Dog, I'm just not a Herbert guy, man. Montel says, I love mobility. I mean, if we're going to sit him for a year anyway. Let's see. What else do we have here? Question you say if they draft Tua, they should draft a second QB. I'm okay with that thinking. But then remember, we have Rosen already on the roster. He's still young and unproven. Yes, George, but you're putting Tua on the IR. So then the two young guys, Anthony Gordon and Rosen, will compete behind Fitz and learn behind Fitz. Josh Rosen and Nate Stanley, Josh Rosen and Jordan Love, Josh Rosen and the Princeton kid. I give you examples. Those are project guys that I would take and have them there. That's what I would do. So that's why I think you're all right, because Tua will be on the IR. And Tua can learn and be in meetings and rehab and strengthen that hip up, and then you save him for 2021, and then you roll him out there because he'll be a full year recovered. The hip will be as healthy as it's going to be and as strong as it could possibly be. Let's see, what else do we have here? Like I said the other day, I personally would like to draft 3 linemen and a running back with the top 5 picks. I mean, you know what, Montel? I don't think a lot of people can argue with that. I would love Brown and Okudah at 5, Jordan Love with the 18th if he's there. That's what Paul is saying. All right. Listen, again, that's the beauty of this draft. It's going to be a lot of fun to kind of follow everything going on. Big O, the sun shines on every dog's ass once in a while. Wei Yin Chen signed a minor league deal with the Mariners, Eugene and Homestead. Bro, that man stole so much money without a gun and a mask. I mean, it was criminal what he did the last couple of years here with the Marlins, and he didn't even get charged. How about that? It's impressive. All right. Anthony Chang covers the Miami Heat for the Miami Herald. Let's take a quick break. We will talk to Mr. Chang next, right here, to start off hour number 2 live from Craig's Inn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodzie now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All righty, we are ready. We promised you hour number 2 would start off in a first-class fashion with my man Anthony Chang. He's hit a little cafecito. He is jacked up. He is ready to go to join us now to talk a little Miami Heat. They'll be back in action tomorrow. Anthony, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Getting ready to head to Orlando today.
Well, you can't complain, dude, because the Heat gave you all these days off knowing that you had to hit all these Super Bowl parties, right? That's what it is, right? Right?
That's right. I mean, I'm okay with that because the traffic. I mean, getting to games during this week would have been tough. So I'm happy that there weren't many games scheduled this week. Downtown is crazy.
We all know what you did. You demanded that they be off this week so you can cover the J-Lo and Shakira press conferences. I get it, bro. I get it.
Hey, keep that between us, all right? Keep that between us.
I get it, my man. All right, so who is the real Miami Heat, my brother? Is it the one from the first 2 months? Is it the one that is 8-7 in the last 15 games? What are we doing here? What are we looking at with the Miami Heat? Did they peak too soon?
I mean, an NBA season is long, right? So there's gonna be peaks and valleys. It's gonna happen. I don't think they're as good as that first 2 months of the season, first 3 months of the season. I mean, when they were the third best team in the NBA record wise, and I don't think they're as mediocre as they're showing right now, 5-5 in their last 10 games. I mean, the truth is, look, that even when they were winning a lot of games, they were winning a lot of close games that probably they should have lost. I think they had the best record in clutch situations, and that evens out over a bigger sample size. And they were winning with a defense that was not playing well. I don't know. That's not a sustainable recipe. Winning close games with a defense that's bottom half of the league. So I think right now it's coming back to bite them. But I don't think they're. I think they're obviously a playoff team. I still think they're somewhere between probably 4 and 6 in the East. But look, it's a long season, and this is going to happen. It's incredible it took this long for them to kind of hit a rough patch, but here we are.
Yeah, no, and it's a hell of a rough patch. Now that's where I'm trying to figure out if they're more of, you say 5-5 in the last 10, 8-7 in their last 15. So it's pretty, it's pretty mediocre, pretty average.
Right.
And I kind of thought that this was a bottom ringer playoff team, first round, and they're out. And that's the thing now, that if you start playing at this level now from here on out, all of a sudden you're going to start going lower and lower on the standings, and that's going to be something that's not good for this Heat team. They need to be as high seed as possible. So, Anthony, when you look at why they are more mediocre now than they were playing in the first 2 months when they were excellent, why? What do you point the fingers at?
Defense. I mean, since December, they have the 20th best defense in the NBA, and that's just not the Heat. That's just not what they do. I mean, they've been winning games still because they have a top 10 offense, which is somewhat surprising. I don't think any of us expected that after their offense last season. Mm-hmm. But they have a 20th best defense. They're not a good defensive team right now. That happens. Justice is injured, who's one of their best defenders. The Heat are playing a lot of young guys, and they're taking their lumps on defense. And also, they're playing guys that aren't necessarily known for defense. They're more known for offense, which is why they have a pretty good offense. But when you play Duncan Robinson 30-plus minutes, you play Tyler Hero 30-plus minutes, you play Myers Leonard and Kelly. It's not a surprise that they're not a great defensive team. And that's I think it's coming back to bite them right now. You can only win games so long when your defense is ranked in that area, the 20th best. I mean, it's that you don't win many games like that.
Yeah.
So, and it's right now it's coming back to hurt them. And I think that's the main reason, when you look at something that, was the reason for their struggles recently, it's that defensively, they have not been a good team over the last 2 months. And it's somewhat surprising because I think most of us entered the year saying, okay, this team can be definitely a top 10 defense. Can it be a top 5 defense? You have Jimmy, you have Bam, you have Justice. This team it seems like it always finishes in the top 10 in defense, but again, their personnel is not one of a team that really probably has a top 5 profile, a defense, in this league. They just don't have the personnel for that.
Right, and that was going to be my follow-up question, Anthony. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel, or is it that they're just too young, or some of these guys aren't wired to play great defense? What do you feel about that? Is it more about youth? Is it more about that, some guys aren't going to be good defenders. So do they have too many of those guys on this team?
Look, they were looking to improve their offense this offseason. They did that, and it's tough because I think Justice is a big factor in all of this. Without having Justice, when they had Justice that first month of the season when he was playing, they were the sixth best defense in the NBA. And I know it's pretty incredible that one guy can make that difference, and maybe that wouldn't have held up over a longer stretch. But the truth of the matter is, when Justice is out there playing 30+ minutes, playing a big role, this team is a very good defensive team. And the players that filled his minutes, Tyler, Duncan, guys like that, Kelly Olynyk, like they're not as good on that end as Justice. Maybe they're better offensive players. Duncan's a great shooter, and that's helped on the offensive end. But if you're looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, it has to start with Justice. I mean, he's on your roster. Whenever he returns, whenever that is, he's going to help defensively. So I think you have to hope that that's soon, because without him, again, they haven't proven that they can consistently defend at a high level.
But wait a minute. How long can you depend on him? Because you can't depend on Justice Winslow ever. No. His entire career with the Miami Heat is injury-riddled. That kid cannot play an entire half season. Forget about an entire season. He can't play a 41-game stretch without missing games. So how do you count on a guy that is absolutely the most unreliable player on this team? Because he is of health, he is the most unreliable player on this team.
No, it's a very good question. It's a valid point. He has not proven that he can remain healthy. Even last year when he played I think it was 60+ games, I think he missed like the final 2 or 3 weeks of the the Heat were, if you remember, they were in a playoff run there. That was like down the stretch. It came down to the final few days.
Right.
And I don't think he played because of a calf injury or something like that. So some type of injury like that. So that's a good point. It's a valid point. He hasn't proven that he could consistently stay healthy. He started with that shoulder injury in the second season.
The hand injury, everything, everything, bro. That guy's had every kind of injury possible. It's just like that's another problem, Anthony. And so here comes the trading deadline, and you don't really have assets. And Justice might have been one of those assets, but obviously more injuries. Nobody's trading for him. Now, next year it is an expiring contract. Like a couple of other guys that you have for next year that will be expiring contracts. But those contracts will not be sexy now. They won't be sexy till either the offseason or the next trading deadline next year. So what is the answer for them, Anthony? Is there any answer from now to the deadline?
I don't expect a big move. It's like you said. The Heat have some assets, but I don't think they're willing to trade them at this point. Tyler Hero, an asset, but I don't think they're willing to deal for him unless it's like for a super mega star. And same thing with Bam, and same thing with Jimmy. Bam is like one of the biggest assets probably in the NBA, but he's not. I don't think they're going to. They're obviously
not. That's
an all-star,
baby.
So
that's an all-star.
Exactly. He's one of the best young big men in the league. But I think all of our expectations were raised a little bit, obviously over the first 2 or 3 months of the season, and now that they're 4 or 5 in that range in the standings, it's a little bit like, okay, what happened? Then entering the year, that was kind of what we thought this team. At least that's what I thought this team was. 5, 6, somewhere in that range, and it's right now it's proving to be they're probably going to fall somewhere there, and it's what we thought. They're a player away, they're a piece away from really being a true contender, and I think that's kind of what it is. The encouraging part is, look, Tyler Hero looks like a real NBA player. He has a bright future. He's a very good offensive player. Bam has taken a bigger step than any of us could have imagined. He's an all-star at 22 years old. Jimmy's fit in. Kendrick Nunn has proven to be a legitimate rotation NBA player. So there's a lot of bright spots. There's a lot of pieces here that he'd have to work with. But like we thought entering the season, they're a player away from being a true contender. And I think that's just the truth. Are they going to get that player before the deadline next week? Probably not. There doesn't seem to be a lot of players available. And like you said, the Heat don't have the contracts to really make that happen.
Anthony Chang, of course, from the Miami Herald, does an excellent job of covering the Miami Heat on a daily basis. Anthony, the other thing that I love, obviously, let's talk about something really, really sweet, was watching Bam yesterday get the nod and go to the All-Star game. I've been saying for a while now, and I'm sure you've written it, that this guy is playing at an All-Star level and should be an All-Star. It's pretty cool, actually, Anthony, because you know the BS, dude. Oh, this is his first year. They never get in on their first year. They got to do it again next year. And he was able to get in this year. I think Bam must have broken down a lot of walls and won a lot of people over because, hey, in Phoenix right now, they're complaining about their shooting guard not being in there, and he's had a pretty good season, even though he sucks defensively, but he's had a pretty good season. But Bam, man, this has been one of the great stories.
Yeah, no, for sure. And let me get the first. Devin Booker was snubbed. I can't believe he didn't make it.
Yeah.
He's having a great season, and his plus minus is. I think he leads the team in plus minus on a really, not a good team. So that kind of says something. But anyway, for Bam, it is. I mean, I think winning has a lot to do with it. Like you mentioned, Devin Booker, Phoenix is not having a good season. The Heat, when a lot of the coaches voted, they were the second best team in the East, and coaches voted for reserves and. They love guys like Bam. It's not a guy who's out there for numbers. He's not a guy that's trying to steal rebounds from his teammates to kind of get his rebounding numbers up. No, he does the little things. He's passing the ball. He's you don't have to run offense through him for him to be effective. He's a great screener, one of the best defenders. Coaches notice that stuff, and he impacts winning, as Eric Spoelstra says. He makes a positive impact in pretty much every single area. So, coaches noticed that, and it was, that's, like you said, it's pretty impressive. In his third NBA season, it's really his first year starting, that they gave him the nod to make the All-Star team. And, it's, as a Heat fan, you have to be excited. I mean, he's again, 22 years old.
Yeah.
He's not even close to his prime yet, so the sky's the limit for him.
And Anthony, the one thing you mentioned that I think that's what really opened eyes around the league is they knew he could block shots, and obviously rebound and score. But those assists, the fact that he's averaging nearly 5 assists a game for a big man, I think that's what you were saying about how coaches love a guy like Bam. Okay, not only do I not have to draw up offense, the dude is facilitating offense for us. 10 points a game. That's phenomenal for a big man.
Yeah, no, I mean, he has a very unique skill set. I mean, what he's averaging right now, I think it's 16 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. The only other player averaging at least those numbers is Giannis in the entire NBA. So his game is very unique. It's very versatile, and those numbers don't even tell you what he does defensively, where he can just switch onto any single player, whether it's LeBron or Steph Curry or James Harden, or he guarded Russell Westbrook one game in Houston in November. He can guard anybody. So just all of those things. I think to me it was a no-brainer. But like you said, because he's in his third season and he hadn't made an All-Star team yet, there was always a little bit of a doubt whether the coaches would put him in. But I think they made the right choice.
All right, one more thing. Are you or should the Heat be concerned about Jimmy Butler's shooting? Because it has been very poor this year.
Yeah.
He's done a great job of, getting to the line and drawing fouls, facilitating, playing defense, rebounding. He's been an all-star because he has exceeded in all categories. But offensively, my man, he has been offensive. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think, yes, I think that the shooting is an issue right now. When you're shooting 24% from three, I mean, that's not what you expect. But I think I think the bigger issue is lately, to me, it looks like he's been hesitant to even shoot the three, which is not a good thing. Especially down the stretch and in the playoffs, you're going to need him to be confident with that 3-point shot. He's never been a knockdown 3-point shooter, but he's always been, decent, solid on from the 3-point line. At least average, but this year he's just not been good. He has not been efficient, and it looks like it's crept into his confidence as far as that shot. So, yeah, he is getting to the free throw line. Yeah, he is still, leading the team in plus minus. He's still doing so many other things, but the shooting, you have to hope it comes around because, in the playoffs, when teams are game planning for you, if they know you're not going to shoot that shot, they know that you're not going to be confident shooting that shot, they're going to leave you open from there. They're going to sag off of you and make you shoot that. So I think that's an issue he's going to have to, there's still, 40, 38, 37 games left. He's going to have to figure it out because they will expose that come playoff time.
Well, in 16, he shot 34% from three-point range. In 17, it went up to a decent percentage at 37. In 18, it dropped to 33, and he's currently at 24 right now. Here's what I have for you. How much do we worry about dead legs? How much do we worry about a guy that's got a boatload of Tom Thibodeau miles on him? And you're not a great shooter in the first place. So now is it more about maybe a little wear and tear on that body? And we're seeing how the injuries are starting to pop up a little bit with him too. So how much of that could you be concerned on wear and tear?
It's hard to tell. I mean, he has played a lot of minutes. He played for Thibodeau, so he played big minutes. Yes. But he is, if you're looking for wear and tear, sometimes that shows up in guys, drive attempts or getting to the rim. And he's still doing that at a pretty good rate. He still gets to the rim pretty easily, and he's out getting a lot of free throws. So I think that's a good sign. I just think, I don't know. I mean, sometimes look at Hassan. Look at Hassan Whiteside last year with his free throws. The worst free throw shooter in the NBA, and all of a sudden, he was a 70% shooter the year before. This year he's back at like 70%. Sometimes guys get, what do they call it, off the yips? Like, that's just the way.
The funk.
Sometimes that happens. And, you don't want that to happen to your max player, obviously, but, he's proven that he could be a better three-point shooter than this, obviously. This is the worst he's shot pretty much, I think, since his rookie year. You hope that the numbers kind of catch up and, before the playoffs, he kind of finds some type of confidence in that shot because, again, that's might not be big issue right now, but it will be a big issue, in April and May.
Anthony, what are you guys working on there at the Herald so folks can check you out and check out your Heat coverage, my man?
I actually have a fun Udonis Haslem story today. I talked to him about what it would mean for the Dolphins to one day win a Super Bowl. Obviously, he has never experienced that. I have never experienced that living in Miami. And he, with the Super Bowl down here, he was kind of talking about it and what it would be like down here. So I'll be posting later today. And other than that, this is an important stretch for the Heat. They play Orlando tomorrow, a winnable game. But then Monday, Philly, and then they're off to the West Coast. So they're 2 games out of the 6th spot. So they could easily be 6th, like in a few days. So they got to start winning some games here because, like you said, they were just number 2 in the East. But in a few days, they could find themselves back at 6. So it's a really tight race there.
And you talk to a passionate Dolphin fan because UD loves the freaking Dolphins,
oh my
dude.
God.
Oh,
yeah.
He is a fanatic. When I was a beat guy, and that's when he used to play, him and Eddie Jones, I would talk to them more about the Dolphins than I did about the Heat. Okay? In the locker room, we would end up having more Dolphin conversations than even talking basketball. So
Udonis admitted, he's like, look, I won championships with the Heat. The city loved us, but Florida is a football state, and I have to be honest. Because of the tradition of the Dolphins, it would be totally different if the Dolphins won a Super Bowl. And for him to admit that, again, he's a Heat guy. Obviously, he understands. Like a Dolphins Super Bowl would just be a totally different animal.
Yeah, but that's why you love UD, because he's not a BSer. He's not going to play the company crap and say, well, no, yeah, it'll be great just like it was for us in the Heat. No, dude, it'll dwarf everything and anything that's ever gone on in this town if the Dolphins win a Super Bowl. It would be just freakish, dude. It would be
no, for sure.
There aren't enough pots and pans, put it that way. That's all you need to know. All right, follow him on Twitter.
Sedano's would sell out for sure.
Oh, guaranteed. No pots and pans left anywhere. Follow him on Twitter like I and so many others do at Anthony_Chang. And catch his work at the Miami Herald website or at your doorstep. Anthony, as always, thank you for taking some time, my friend. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Diego.
You got it,
Thank
baby.
you.
Be good.
Have a good one.
There you go. Anthony Chang, man. We love having him on. As always, see what we got here on the YouTube chat board. Joe says, Is this the year that we fix the O-line? I feel like it's been the same problem every year. Hey, Big O, reports are Tua and his family prefer to be in Miami. SoFla fan, yes, sure. They don't prefer to be in Miami. They never said prefer. Okay? See, that's SoFla fan is the guy that screws up the rumor game. Right? You're 9 years old. Teacher says, all right, we're going to play the rumor game. And you tell a rumor to somebody in their ear, and then they've got to tell that rumor to everybody else all the way. And by the time it gets to that last person, it's a completely different story, right? SoFlo fan is the one that would screw up the rumor and change it all up. At no point did anybody, not father, not son, not mother, not grandmother, nobody said prefer. They said it would be nice, we like it, all that stuff. Never was the word prefer. Okay? Understand that in the English language, you will say specific words that do not go with what really is the message. So if you don't understand it, or you don't know how to pass on what somebody says, don't say it.
All he is quoting what was reported on the radio this morning. That's the way they specified it, because I heard it on the way over here.
He didn't say prefer.
No, but that's what people were reporting.
I didn't.
Okay,
I didn't hear
on
that.
the way over here, the radio station said that Tua and his family would prefer to be in Miami. That's exactly what they said.
Prefer to be in Miami.
No, but that's what was reported. That's all he's quoting somebody. He's not saying it. It was told to him by somebody on the radio. Those irresponsible reporters.
He says reports.
That's because that's what the reports said this morning on the radio. I heard it.
Okay.
You understand? You understand my point?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that's irresponsible.
But he's not saying that. They're just saying reports. They're not saying that they heard it on radio. So I'm not going to give anybody a break on this. You know, we love it. Miami is a beautiful place. We like it. I mean, hopefully in the future it'll be nice too if things work out. Those are the quotes. Galua says, whatever the Lord blesses him, whatever city and the team, we're more than happy to be part of any organization. Okay? What else do we have here? From Tua.
That's the way some of the reporter on the radio reported it that way, that they would prefer to be here. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Nobody ever said prefer.
Yeah, but other than the guy on the radio.
All right. Well, whatever. Whatever, man. I don't care who
you know
said
how it is. It's irresponsible media people, man.
Whatever.
Again.
It wasn't. Nobody said prefer at any point. Because if they said prefer, that would be headlines everywhere. Pro Football Talk that would be the top story on Pro Football Talk. Tua prefers to go to Miami. Nobody ever says that.
Well, that's just more of these irresponsible media people that create their own agenda and derive their own stuff.
No, it's not. They're just stupid, and they just say something without listening to what they're saying. Oh my God, they're going to push out rumors till the pick is in. Exactly. But there's no rumors to push. I'm telling you, he didn't say that. No one said that. Joe Burrow did not say, I prefer to go to Cincinnati. Didn't say that. He said, I'll play for whoever pays me. That's what he said. His dad says, if Cincinnati drafts him, he'll be fine with that. Nobody ever says, I'd prefer to play for that team, this team. They didn't say that. That's all I'm saying. Be accurate, at least. All right? You can have your take. I can have mine. You can have your opinion. I can have mine. Everybody, we can all do that. But if we're going to say what somebody said, at least repeat what they said accurately. That's all. That's it. Baker Mayfield, let's be honest, I put my foot in my mouth a lot this season. No crap. No crap. All right, let's you know what? We'll talk about that too. We got the final half hour out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura Pembroke Pines. It's Customer Appreciation Month, and they are ready to make you some great deals out here at Craig Zinn's. Acura Pembroke Pines, the ILX 209, the TLX 249, the RDX 339, the MDX 349, only $29.99 do it signing, plus tax tag and registration, folks. Hey, tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you they're going to take care of you at 15601 Pines Boulevard. That's where we're at right now. It's Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodzie now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
It's a beautiful thing. We are back. Love it. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, Big O, the GOAT. Sup, everyone. I don't know about GOAT, but you can say I look like a goat. Let's see. Hey, Big O, do you see the Dolphins trading down from the 5th pick and maybe going after a guy like Love instead? Yeah, I think that's a possibility. Or you stay at 5 and you get yourself one hell of a player. Doesn't have to be a quarterback. Could be a defensive end. Could be a left tackle. And then at 18, you get a guy like maybe Love if he's there for you. Something like that. Although I still think Love's
going to be gone by 18, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know what people – I'll get a better feel maybe in the combine for him because then he'll do interviews and all that stuff. But
that's the scary thing about from 5 to 18 is a long – you know what I mean? There's a lot of picks in between, man.
But he's still a project, man. I don't think you take him early. I really don't, because I don't think he's a can't-miss guy or anything like that. I like him. But he's got holes in his game. I like Nate Stanley, and he's got holes in his game. I like the Princeton kid. He's got some holes in his game. I like Anthony Gordon. He's got some holes in his game. Although, I tell you, Anthony Gordon I know Herbert had a really good week, but I worry about his maturity. But Gordon and him were the guys that really stood out to me the most in the Senior Bowl. Love had a good week, too. Didn't have a good game, but he had a good week. But I really liked what Anthony Gordon did. And I got it. Herbert looked really good, man.
If you don't jump at
Really
5, if you don't jump at 5, you kind of – do you have to jump at 18-0? If you're going to get involved in the quarterback game this year and like try to find your guy, unless you go project, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going project, and I'm just not forcing the issue and trading away picks.
And go hard first round in other areas.
Yeah, you've amassed so many picks, dude. Use them. Use them to your benefit. Load up talent.
Don't jump. Don't jump and grab and get, like you said, reach.
Yeah, I don't want you pulling a Mike Ditka and you're trading a whole bunch of guys for one guy. I don't like that, man. I'm just not a fan of that. You have positioned yourself right now. This is the thing and I get it, we're desperate for a quarterback, but, man, reaching for one, you can – look, Drew Brees fell to you. You chose not to pick him. Russell Wilson fell to you. You chose not to pick him. Anquan Boldin falls to you. You chose not to pick him. Plenty of quarterbacks could have fallen to you, and you chose not to pick them. You chose to pass them up, and then somebody else got them. That's the Dolphins' problem. It's not about forcing the issue. You force the issue, you end up with Mark Sanchez. It didn't help. You force the issue, you end up with Mitch Trubisky. You force the issue, and you know what? He's played well, but he's been very injury-prone in Carson Wentz. How many of these guys?
Yeah, the backup won the Super Bowl. How many? He didn't.
How many guys lately did they force the issue and trade up, and then it was a success? Now I'm trying to think about. I just ran into this. I'm just thinking about this now. Out of all these guys lately,
the Chiefs traded up to 10
and they
to
got
get
Mahomes. Okay, that paid off. There you go. That's one that paid off. But not
another one. Another one. Trading away your picks. Every franchise that's done that, Minnesota, New Orleans, you do that and you cripple your franchise.
Yeah.
You do.
Oh, you do. There's no doubt
It's
about
the
it.
same idea as you screwing up your cap money, screwing up your draft and giving away your draft picks.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's where I just don't think you have to force this square peg in a round hole.
Having 14 picks, you can sit back and let it come to you. You don't have to get antsy and jump in.
I think you didn't force the Rosen thing. He became available, and you got him for a cheap price. A guy who was a top 10 pick. You got him in the second round. You didn't have to pay the signing bonus. You got a cheap salary for the next 5 years, that's his contract. So you've got him for 3 more. So it's still cheap,
Tunsil. We kept walking away. They kept up in the ante.
Right. And and by the way, Tunsil fell to Miami at 13. They didn't trade up to get him. You understand? That's why I say look, you know how I wasn't afraid of this year and people were terrified of this year and like, oh, it's going to be a terrible year. And I'm like, no, man, this is going to be fun. This is going to be exciting to watch them build this from scratch. I'm also the same way about the quarterback right now, and I've been this way forever. You don't have to force the issue. Wait for it. It will come to you. Just make the right decisions when you have to. That's all. So when the guy is there for you to be had, take him, draft him. You know what I'm saying? No, don't go crazy and get desperate and then trade up for a guy. Because, look, as I'm looking at it right now, most of the time it doesn't work out. Sometimes you'll get Pat Mahomes. But then there's a lot of times you'll end up with some other guys that, Josh Allen. Bills traded up to get Josh Allen, I believe. I think they positioned themselves for Josh Allen. I don't believe in him. I mean, I wish everybody could, have the same success and go get Pat Mahomes. That would be fine. But there's no guarantee. People want to trade up for Tua. How do you want to trade up for a guy that is injury prone? No, it doesn't make any sense. Just like it didn't make sense to take a project quarterback in Ryan, number 8 overall.
You know what? I hope somebody wants to trade up for Tua, and here, you could have our 5, and we'll take your 1 this year and 1 next year and take them, right?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, what are we going to do with Charles Harris? Bro, who cares?
Goodbye.
Yeah. There's nothing
Show
to do
him the door.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with Charles Harris. I mean, he's under contract, and I don't know, maybe they can bring him back next year they'll probably bring him back next year for training camp and see if there's any progress, and he'll, fight for a spot, and then you cut him, and then you move on. That's probably what's going to end up happening with Charles Harris. I could see that. But I don't think you're going to get anything out of Charles Harris that, oh, my Lord, he turned it around or whatever, or there is no trade material here. Sadly, I'm sorry, there is no trade material whatsoever with Charles Harris. That's not going to work out. Nobody's going to want that guy. Nobody's trading for that guy. I like Josh Allen. He's the best quarterback in the division right now, AFC East, and Big O Tua is the best quarterback this draft. I dare those to let Miami get him at 5. Well, I disagree with you on Josh Allen because I don't think he's a real quarterback, but whatever. We can agree to disagree on that one. And he kind of proved it in the playoffs when they actually needed him to pass. He crapped in his pants. So I am not a Josh Allen guy. And he's not the best quarterback in this division because Tom Brady still is in this division until he leaves the Patriots. So until that, and he's not the second best because I don't even know who's the second best in this division. They're all mediocre, man. Even Sam Darnold is a turnover machine.
Fitzpatrick, he went 5-4 to finish the season.
Yeah. Fitzpatrick
and beat the Patriots in New England in a major game that counted.
And Fitzpatrick won more with less. Okay. What do you think about signing Teddy Bridgewater? Another guy that I think he's just a jag. I don't think much of Teddy. Look at his Minnesota numbers. I know what he did with the Saints this year. And were they really anything like great, like incredible? And
his best stat was he had 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but that was over 5 games.
Yeah.
Like you say, he's facilitating.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Let me see what his stats were this year. Regular season, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 67%, 1,384 yards in 5 games. He threw for 281, 240, 314, 193, 177, and 165. One game, he had 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. So his 9 touchdowns came in one game against the Bucs. Okay? His other games were 2 touchdowns, no interceptions against the Bears, 1-0 against the Jags, 4-1 against the Bucs, 0-1 against Cowboys, 2-0 against Seahawks, 0-0 against Rams, and that's it. Okay?
Yeah,
so
you take away the 4 touchdowns in the one game, he's got 5 touchdowns in 4 games. That's nothing.
His Minnesota numbers, okay? 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions 1 year with 2,900 yards, 64% completion percentage. The following year in 15, 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,200 yards, 65% completion percentage. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is a difference maker. I think he's kind of a facilitator in his best. He's accurate. He's got a nice arm. Doesn't have a great arm either. Doesn't have athleticism whatsoever. His body is fragile. They don't have a great offensive line here in Miami. They don't have a dominant running game. I don't think that – I'm not a Teddy Bridgewater guy. I think he's just If you have a great team like the Saints do, he can do a decent job for you because you've got a great team around him. But the Dolphins, he would die here last year.
How about a good backup? He's a good backup to have.
Oh, he's a really good backup.
Right?
He's an exceptional backup to have. Mediocre starter. You know what the problem is? You guys have with Teddy Bridgewater the same disease that you pick up with Ryan Tannehill, with Tim Tebow, with Lamar Jackson. They're all nice guys. They're all great dudes. You want them all to marry your daughter. I don't want one of them quarterbacking my team. That's all it is. And we can't separate ourselves. We can't compartmentalize. Yes, Teddy Bridgewater is a phenomenal human being. Yes, Ryan Tannehill is a phenomenal human being. They're not good quarterbacks. I had this conversation yesterday in the JCC, and we were talking about this because with these kind of guys, you have to build the perfect team around them. Dominant defense, dominant running game, all that stuff in order for them to facilitate. Not elevate, just facilitate. Because that's all Josh Allen's going to do on his best day, or Ryan, or Teddy. And Teddy is a better quarterback than all those guys, but Teddy wasn't given the God-given gifts of Ryan, of Josh Allen. Those guys are way more talented than Teddy. Teddy's brain is light years ahead of Ryan Tannehill. Josh Allen will never get to where Teddy Bridgewater's mind is at. Never. That's the problem. That's where it's all uneven. You need to be like Russell Wilson and Pat Mahomes. You got to be a great guy. You got to be intelligent. you got to be athletic, and you got to have the arm. And you got to be an elevator, that you're going to elevate people around you, not just facilitate. And that's the problem. Do you have all of these characteristics? That's what makes you a franchise quarterback. Does Josh Allen have all those characteristics? No. Does Teddy Bridgewater have them? No. Does Tannehill have them? No. And that's the problem. So I'm just not a Teddy Bridgewater guy. Again, I can compartmentalize. Phenomenal young man. Quarterback? You want to be special? Teddy Bridgewater's not your guy. Come on, bro. Realistic-wise, Josh Allen, the best, most athletic, and strongest arm, maybe. Not the most accurate, but the best for the East for sure. Listen to what you're saying, my brother. If you don't have accuracy, you don't have a quarterback. Did you watch the playoff game? After he caught his little touchdown, after he ran for 60, 70 yards, after all the gimmicks were done, was he able to pass you out of that game? No. Hey, like I've told you guys over and over and over again, take the Miami Dolphins challenge. Okay? Does Ryan Tannehill, does Josh Allen, or even Teddy Bridgewater win 5 games with the Dolphins this past season like Fitzpatrick did? Your answer is no. Do you know why? Because even Fitzpatrick, who's not the starter I want either, he's a second-half starter in this league. What I mean is 17 through 32 are mediocre starters, guys you really don't want, but you got to have them because there aren't 32 on this earth. He's one of those guys. Not good enough, but he's a better passer than all those guys I talked about. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a much better passer than Josh Allen. He's a much better passer than Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a stronger arm than either one of those guys. But he's a more crafty passer than all of them. And that's the difference. He'll make plays with his arm that those guys can't. He'll get you in trouble too, but he'll make plays. Okay? That's why he's number 17 through 32, because he's one of those guys. He's just a little better than some of those guys. I'll tell you this. I put Ryan Fitzpatrick in the Pro Bowl target challenge, and he'll make Lamar Jackson look like he doesn't belong anywhere in the NFL. Lamar Jackson couldn't hit any targets. Ryan would hit half those targets. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's pretty simple. Just ask yourself those kind of questions. And that's when you find out, do you have a passer? And to the Dolphins' credit, they were like, well, we can't get a really good quarterback, but let's get Ryan for now because at least he can pass the ball. And he'll make quick decisions, and he'll help us in the development of the team. He's not going to elevate this team to a Super Bowl or anything like that. That's not who he is. But at least they know what they have in him. And Josh Allen is not the answer, my man. He's just not. Accuracy is so enormous. When you say a guy doesn't have accuracy, they don't get it. Ever. It's over. So Josh, you can talk all you want. Josh Allen will be the same guy a year from now, 5 years from now, if he's still in the league. Just like Ryan Tannehill will be that same guy. That when all hell breaks loose and the design plays aren't working, and now you've got to ad-lib a little bit, and you've got to thread things in tough windows. Lamar Jackson's not going to do that. Josh Allen's not going to do that, and neither is Ryan Tannehill. That's all. That's just the reality, man. So you got to let it go, my man. You might be a closet Bills fan or something. I don't know what it is. you're in love with strong arms, but I've seen plenty of strong arms over the history of the NFL, and there's a whole bunch of them that can't play football at this level. Strong arm means nothing. You can ask Kyle Bowler. Okay? Dante Culpepper had a gun. Problem was, once Dante Culpepper lost his knee, he couldn't pass anymore. Kind of reminds you of Lamar. Once Lamar's running game was done, he was done because he's not a passer. So when they forced him in the pocket, just like when they forced Culpepper in the pocket, it was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not a real quarterback. I need athleticism in order to survive. That's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Can't survive on athleticism and running alone. At one point or another, they're going to force you to beat people with their arms. Now, if you're hoping for that 1 year where you live the charmed life and everything works out for you all the way to the Super Bowl, it can happen. You know, it happened for Trent Dilfer. It happened for a broken down Peyton Manning a couple of years ago. Hey, once in a while, you catch lightning in a bottle. And Ryan had that. Tannehill had that. All year long throughout the playoff, all the way up to the playoffs, all the way up to the AFC Championship game. Then finally somebody figured him out, and they said, all right, let's make him beat us with his arm. And he couldn't. That's the reality, man. Man of 1,005 holes says, morning, Big O. Hope Ed Reed works out with the U. Well, we all do. We did talk about that. That was earlier in the program in our first hour, and we talked a little bit about Ed Reed becoming a Miami Hurricane once again. Anthony Chang was excellent also from the Miami Herald. We are going to head over to Hialeah Park, and we got a loaded show. For those of you that want to join us in Vegas for our Miami Dolphins 3-day draft party at Tommy Rockers. Tommy Rockers is going to join us at 2 o'clock. So he's going to give you all the information that you need about this. At 2:30, Will Carroll, the injury expert, is going to join us to talk about all the important injuries going on. Steve Calabro at 3, Hialeah Park Casino manager. And, of course, we got our Dolphin president joining us at 3:30, which is a beautiful thing. SoFlo fan says, if we're talking accuracy, Tua has the best arm I've seen in a while. If his medical comes back, we should get him. Well, we will find out if they get him at number 5. He's accurate as hell. I love Tua as a passer. That's a passer. Okay? Lamar Jackson can dream about passing like Tua. He'll never do it. Josh Allen could search for a genie and will never provide the passing skills that Tua has to Josh Allen. Ryan Tannehill would love to have the instincts, the touch, the accuracy like Tua. Never happened. Just the way it is, man. Either you have it or you don't. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Remember, we're out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura, Pembroke Pines, and Larry Schlossberg and the boys want to remind you that it's Customer Appreciation Month, so they want you to come on down here and check it out because you will get a great deal on an automobile, man. So come on out and check it out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura, Pembroke Pines. Customer Appreciation Month. The ILX right now is $209, the TLX $249, RDX $339, MDX $349, only $29.99 do it signing, plus tax tag and registration, folks. So come on out here, check out the boys. They will take care of you. I'm telling you, I'm sitting here right in front of the lot of certified pre-owned vehicles. They look like they're absolutely brand new. And let me tell you something. If you own or lease an Acura, you got to come on down and see Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber. That service department is second to none. I should know this is our 10th year dealing with the folks out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura, Pembroke Pines. And, of course, we thank Larry Schlossberg and all the great people out here for allowing us to broadcast out here like we've been doing once a month for 10 years. Now we do it every Friday out here. How about that? So make sure you come on out and meet us on a Friday. And if you're looking for a great vehicle on Super Bowl weekend, you want to score a touchdown, come on out here to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Finest dealership in the business, baby. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. We thank Anthony Chang. We thank Bill and John, as always, getting the work done. Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the amazing people out here, as always, making it nice and easy for us. And make sure, if you come on out here and you get a great deal, you tell them that Big O sent you. Trust me, they will take care of you at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. We'll see you at Hialeah Park. We'll be broadcasting 1 to 4 this afternoon. See you out there. Be good.